Hello people of YouTube and welcome to a guest video on Polyglot progress. I will be your guest today, Tom Ensing from the YouTube channel Tom Knows What's Up. I was on this channel last about 1.5 years ago when I did a practice video in Norwegian, but my native language is Dutch, and today I want to talk a little bit about Dutch pronunciation of vowels and vowel combinations. So I've got a whole booklet ready with me here. First we're going to be addressing vowels and vowel combinations with two of the same vowels. Then we're going to discuss some exceptions to those rules, and then we are going to discuss vowel combinations with two different vowels. Okay, let's dive into this. So in Dutch you get a lot of words where two of the same vowels are placed next to each other, and this delivers a different sound than it would do when there was only one vowel. This rule works for pretty much all of the vowels in the alphabet, except for the I, but we'll get to that. The first one is the letter A. If you see one letter A in a word, it is usually pronounced A. That is the short pronunciation of the letter A. The long pronunciation of the letter A is A. So you have A and A. Two examples in this are schap and schaap. Very similar words, but completely different pronunciations because of the vowel combination of, well, double A. Then we go on to the E. The short letter E is E. The long double E is A. Two examples are zelf and zeef. Then we come to the letter I, which is the exception to the rule, in that there isn't really any use for a double I. So whenever you come across a single I in a word, it's pronounced I, but there is no double I. Then we get to the letter O. The short O is pronounced O, and the long O is pronounced similar to English, O. Two examples of this are Tom, my name, and stoom. Next up is the letter U. The single letter U in a word is pronounced and the long double U pronunciation is U. Two examples of this are bloed and uur. Then we get to some exceptions to this rule, and the first exception I want to talk about is that if you pronounce these letters by themselves, so as you pronounce them when you spell out the alphabet, for example, you pronounce the long sounds and not the short individual letter sounds. So if you go over the alphabet, it will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, not I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And then we get to a slightly more difficult exception to the rule of short and long pronunciation of vowels. And that is that if you have a word with multiple syllables, if a vowel is followed by two or more consonants, you have the short pronunciation of this vowel. However, if a vowel is followed by only one consonant, you get the long pronunciation of this vowel. And the long pronunciation in that case is regardless of if the vowel is single or double. So some examples of this are the following: sigaret, monster, lopen, demonstreren. And as you may have also noticed, the vowel in the last syllable of a multi-syllable word is always short. So that one is kind of complicated, but I hope the way I explained it makes a bit of sense. And really it's just, if you're learning Dutch, it's just a matter of practicing and getting a feeling for when you have to pronounce a single vowel short or long. Next we move on to vowel combinations with two different vowels, of which there are a few. And if you combine certain different vowels with each other in Dutch, they get whole new sounds altogether. For example, AU together is au. An example of a word with au is auto. Then the combination of O and U makes the same sound, weirdly enough, also au. But it's used in different words, for example, oud. And it is important to note that these two are not interchangeable. So if you were to spell out with AU, doesn't work. Then we get the letter combination IE, which makes a very similar sound to how you would pronounce the I by itself, I. An example of this is the number 4, vier. If you swap those letters around and you get the combination EI, it makes the sound I. And an example of the I used in a word is in Leiden. Then there is another combination that makes the same sound, I, and that is the combination of I, J. Now, similar to the OW sound, you can't use the two I's interchangeably. So you can't use different I's in the same word, if that makes sense. It would just be grammatically incorrect. And an example of the I, J, I is in the word rijden. Then we have the combination O, E, which makes the sound U, as in the word soup. And lastly, at least I think I haven't forgotten any, is the combination of U, I, which makes the sound au. Now, au by itself is a word on its own and it means onion. But there are also words that have au in them, like the word luid. Now that was it for the vowel combinations, but just to make this video a bit more complete, I want to talk about 3 consonant combinations as well. Because in Dutch there are also a few consonants that when put together make a different sound than the both letters would do separately. The first combination I want to talk about quickly is the CH combination, which makes the exact same sound as the Dutch G. And as some of you might know, the Dutch G sound is quite infamous for its weird raspy sound. Examples of when to use the CH combination are in the word schacht or in lachen. Then we have the combination NG, which makes an sound. It's very difficult to do by itself. But examples of the NG combination can be found in the word ring or in the word dingen. Then the last combination I want to mention in this video is the combination of NK, which makes the same sound as the NG combination, but with a K put next to it. So it makes an hunk sound, which is also quite difficult to do by itself. But words you can use this in are stink or planken, for example. Now I hope this made any sense. There were a lot of letter combinations and quite a few exceptions to these combinations in this video, so I can understand if this was a bit much information in one go, but it's really just a matter of practicing, and over time you will sort of develop a feeling for how certain letters sound when combined with others in different words and in different situations. It's really just a matter of practicing. Now, if you want to see more of me, and if you're, for example, curious of how my Norwegian is going 1.5 years later, my channel is in the description below. It is TomKnowsWhatsUp. And that is it for now. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to push some of the positive buttons down below. As I think Matt and Abby usually say, practice makes progress. Ciao!